If you've ever wanted to island hop on your own time, then you have to take a sailing trip through the BVI. Come with me and I'll show you an 8-day itinerary of the perfect BVI adventure.
What we call a single line reefing system. Then you put it through the tongue.
Oh, the water is so blue.
Give that a tug. Out past the clutch.
We have a ship coming.
But it's always good to have a paper chart.
This is the bag of the trip. Got 3 of them. Sophia got the drinks in the nick of time. So many people ditched their drinks.
She's enjoying
It's okay, be yourself.
He's still practicing his debut on camera.
A little Mr. Camera friendly. We've already had our first casualty of the trip. One of our friends did not make it on her flight from Austin. She was booked on a new flight, but that flight is landing after we take off from Tortola tomorrow. So we're trying to figure out the earliest she can get in to either St. Thomas or EIS. And then we'll try and find her a private charter that can bring her to wherever we've sailed at that point. So captain is very stressed out.
It is what it is. That's part of the adventure.
We can already see through the water just looking down from the plane. Yay! Cheers! Finally made it to the ferry, and one thing to note, while you can book your ticket online, you have to pay extra to check your bags, $20 extra per bag, and they cannot be overweight, 50 pounds only.
Also, you need to pay port fees, so make sure BVI get their money.
How much are the port fees?
I would say about $12 per person.
Yeah, so extra hidden fees, good to know about. There's 2 islands out in the distance. It's Little St. James and Big St. James. These are Epstein's Islands. Nice little mooring spot.
We're at the borderline of USVI, BVI, and my NFL pass just cut off because we're crossing the British Island. We're no longer in the US. $10 hours in the route. We're still getting one more stop before we get home.
Not sure all of the luggage is gonna fit. Plus 7 bodies. So close. We're really only like a quarter of a mile away. Packed too heavy, so we need a ride.
Special delivery.
It's our grocery haul. Hi, babies. This is why you bring the boys.
We're the gatherers.
Look at the chain.
They're the putter awayers.
Very critical is before you open a clutch, make sure it's not loaded. If it is loaded, you need to put it on a winch. Otherwise, something's going to go boom, and that line is going to take off because there's a lot of power. Over here it says main halyard. The main halyard is what we use to raise the main sail. We have reef 1 and reef 2. These are the reefing points if we wish to reef or shorten sail. That's what reef means, is to lessen the amount of sail out so that we're not overpowered. And then over here is the furling line for that head sail. So when you want to launch the head sail, you're going to be pulling on the appropriate sheet because you've determined, usually what we do is we get the main up first, then we fall off, and then we'll say, okay, we're going to be on starboard or port tack, and then you will pull the appropriate sheet out, but you must make sure that that furling line is ready and free to run, and you ought to open up the clutch. Don't oversheet it, and catamarans actually like it when you ease it out a little bit. When in doubt, let it out. And then work your way back in if you think, okay. And then the last thing I can tell you is do not sail this boat dead downwind.
Yes.
If you try to go on a run, what's going to happen, I can guarantee it, you're going to accidentally jibe. And if you accidentally jibe this boat, that boom is going to come across with such force, especially if you're up here and you just decided to stand up and get a drink, that boom's going to take your head right off. And again, eyes up, looking at the sail, watching out for battens. The main halyard, of course, is put on here. You're going to need 2 or 3, at least 3 wraps, probably 4. You're going to wrap it. And also, you're going to need to make sure, before you go sailing, you always have these lines undone.
And here we go. We are setting sail around the BVI. Follow us, like us, and subscribe with us. And enjoy the best trip of New Year's. Your job, tie up the lines at the front so they don't go down the water.
They're better than the Mayflower.
So this is wreckage from the hurricane. But it's also too shallow here to pass, so it's kind of like a marker.
Let's go!
We need eyes, because I told you there's battens in the sail. So it's a good idea, since you've got all these bodies on board, to have somebody on the other side. Not closing.
Real sailor. We'll make a real sailor out of you.
Oh, cool. Okay. I see what it is. We are picking up speed now. Who's the stand-off vessel? Who's the kid in this?
Well, he's the bigger one, so I have to move out of his way.
No.
But sailing always gets priority.
Ah, you are a sailboat sailing, and he is a motorboat. Now what you've got is you got an override valve.
Right in the middle.
So you weren't focused on your driving, you just went back to the shore. You constantly have to pay attention to where you're driving. Because this is what I see from you, is you're just wandering all over the place, you're just distracted driving all over the place. You have to focus on your driving. You got that? That's extremely important. I can't stress that enough.
This is our first day sailing. We spent all morning doing the walkthrough with the charter company, and then we had Captain Martin with us to show us the ropes. And now we're on our own. We're going to Normand Island, headed to the Bight. Hopefully there's mooring balls for us. There are only 37 mooring balls there. It's first come, first served. So if there aren't any, we'll have to head over to Peter Island. And the wind has kind of died down for the day, so we're running against the clock.
Yeah.
What do you need the fire extinguisher for?
Just in case right now.
Well, this was in the oven. It melted while our pizza was cooking. Who thinks we should eat the pizza still?
Ahmed, what's in the kitchen? What do you
Burgers and onions.
That's day 1 dinner, I guess.
Didn't catch any fish.
I guess our fisherman. Where is our our fisherman is busy, but it's been a great day 1 so far.